Hey there, guys.
Hey everyone, it's us from the future.
Us from the future, and we're just popping in to tell you that we have to apologize about the sound quality. It gets worse and worse.
It gets worse as it
progressively.
goes on. We did have a whole box of wine, not the whole thing to ourselves before recording, but a lot of it.
Yeah.
And that's what we're blaming it on. So,
Yeah, it's definitely the wine, and not us.
not us at all, but please enjoy anyways.
Okay, love you guys.
Love you. Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
I got a email from my previous therapist.
What
who I
did it
haven't
say?
seen in almost a year.
A year?
Yeah, or over a year, actually. It's been over a year.
Okay.
And she emailed me.
In Comic Sans.
Yeah, I know. But what's crazy is I read it on my phone, and my
it
phone didn't
that.
register it as Comic Sans. And I just now opened it, on my computer, and it's Comic Sans. And you said, you confirmed what I suspected,
yes.
which is that she was just sending it to all of her previous clients to get new clients for the next year.
Yes.
But I don't know.
It's working. It's working on you.
And also, I saw her for about a year, and I feel like it wasn't that helpful.
Well, then,
to be honest.
You know what?
She's really nice. I've gone through a lot of therapists, and she's really nice. But I think that it was kind of just routine, I'd come in and we just talk about my week, and that's it.
Yeah.
We're not
getting deep.
Yeah,
we're not going deeper.
Yeah, I feel like she didn't challenge me enough. I think I need to be challenged, and I think that I tend to avoid things and purposely do that. And I feel like it's their job to kind of pull it, pull it out of me, or I
feel like my therapist doesn't really do that either.
I want them to do that because I'm I'm pretty open. I will talk about it if you pry.
Yeah.
I want them to pry a little bit.
Yeah.
We're trying this new thing where me, the loud one, keeps my microphone away from the face. And Allie, the quiet one, keeps the microphone close. And and by loud and quiet, I strictly mean volume.
Yes.
Not personality.
Yeah, let's be clear. My voice has always been quiet. And your voice is just it projects.
And I think it has something to do with my hearing. We talked about this earlier.
Yeah, my hearing is really too good. It hurt. Movies sometimes in the theater is too loud for me.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and my partner gets really annoyed at me when he's playing songs in the car because I'm eh. And I even bought the loop headphones or the loop earplugs.
Yeah,
so I was my ears are just so sensitive.
So I'm gonna pull. I have a mixture of cards here. I'm gonna pull it out of the bag. We're at my house, by the way.
Yeah, we're not at the studio.
Listeners. And
we've been at Kirsten's house for 3 hours.
Yeah.
Just
we bought a box of wine.
Hanging out.
That might be part of it.
That would be most of it. But we're just hanging out. We haven't seen each other in a minute either.
Yeah. And guys, I know it's going to be a minute because
seasonal depression.
We've got
seasonal depression.
Yeah.
Okay.
I take a lot of the blame though.
It's okay.
I think that you're better at this. You are actually better. I'm more. And this card's
I'm more.
I'm just not gonna put myself down anymore.
Okay.
This card says each player write a message to the other. Fold in exchange.
No.
But I don't know, this could be fun.
We ain't got time.
Open only once you two have parted.
No, that's silly. We can't do that on the pod.
Yeah, we can. We can write a message to each other, and then at the end of the pod, read it.
Okay.
Do you want to do that?
Okay.
You're so quick to change your mind.
Welcome to my life. Okay. This is why I got talked into drinking wine tonight.
I didn't even talk you into it. You were just you're oh no, but I haven't been drinking.
Oh no, I'm supposed to wait.
I was whatever you want. I was no,
let's get a box of wine.
I think I said one thing. I was
should we get wine? And I was should we?
I was it's up to you. I don't want to peer pressure you. And then I sent you a bunch of devil emojis.
Yeah, you did. And that was enough. That's all I needed. I was all right, let's go. Let's go. We got a whole box. It has 34 glasses.
I feel like we should use this special witch paper.
Okay.
Will you fold it in half and cut it?
Oh my god, you scared the shit out of me.
I smelled my wine.
I thought you saw a bug.
I'm really glad that our carpet is dark blue.
Yeah.
Because I'm not even going to wipe that up. No, I should, though. I don't think it really spilled, actually.
There you go. What kind of note are we writing?
What does it say? Forget. What does the card say? It says...
Each player write a message to the other. That's all it says. It doesn't say,
just a message.
Just a message.
Like a secret message.
Okay. All right.
Don't just say I love you.
Well, okay. I won't. Okay, fine.
That's what I was going to say.
Okay, fine. I won't. Okay, is your note written?
I wrote my note.
Me too.
And a lot of things happened in between, but we won't talk about those. That's just too much.
There was a lot going on.
But we did find out.
We need to talk about this real quick.
Hot take. No, not hot take. Just a fact.
Just honestly, like helping you out.
Yeah, we're bargain girlies.
Don't get it twisted.
And we want you guys to know.
Don't ever buy a bottle of wine ever again.
Unless, like, you're really into wine and you feel like...
You're like, oh, this is so good and so fancy.
No. Because if you're, like, a cheap bottle of wine girly, get the fucking box.
Get the box!
If you buy a cheap bottle anyway, just get the box.
Get the box. There's 34 glasses, 5 liters. That's 6 bottles. We figured out.
This was like literally $13.99.
$13.99. $12.99 on sale at Rite Aid.
I will tell you, I used to buy boxes of wine when I was in college.
Yes.
I almost said high school. In college, which is, over 10 years ago. And it was the same price. It was like $9.99.
You know what? Inflation does not touch boxes of wine.
I know.
And
it's only $2 more now.
You know what?
Yeah.
You cannot get 6 bottles of wine for $12.99. You just can't.
Like, yeah. I mean, it just reminds me of my college days. And I think that, like, the only difference is I was getting the sweet wine then. But now
that we have matured palates.
We get the Cabernet Sauvignon, and it's not bad.
It's not bad at all. I mean, unless you're a wine snob, but if you are, you're not buying these boxes.
I think I'm just used to drinking this wine. It's also what my dad drank.
Really?
Yeah. So when he died,
like father, like daughter.
I know.
Apple don't fall far from the tree.
My dad loved the cheap wine.
Well,
he would drink it every night.
Fuck yeah.
So,
shall we get into
let's get into it. We have decided. It's 10:07 p.m. And we've decided
10:07 p.m. We've been here for hours drinking wine.
I don't know. We were just like throwing shit out there, and we're like, Bermuda Triangle? Question mark?
When we figure out like these topics, we're ADHD girlies.
Yeah,
we're
hyperfixating.
It's like, what do we want to know more about?
And I think that a lot of our stuff kind of like revolves around mysteries and like the occult or things like that. And this falls into that like supernatural realm.
Yeah, supernatural as but
it was a little disappointing, but we gotta
let covering the topic. We gotta let the people know about the
Bermuda Triangle. I'm Kirsten,
and I'm Allie,
and you're listening to
Thank You So Much.
Thank you so much for the Bermuda Triangle.
Because without the Bermuda Triangle, where would we be?
Where would we be? We would just, probably realize that there's a lot of shipwrecks and a lot of shit that happens out in the waters, international waters.
True.
So we did discover, like, a lot of the resources that we found were saying that it's, basically it can be explained with environmental factors, like a lot of things.
Yeah.
But here's the thing too. I think that it's close enough to civilization because it's where? Like,
it is in the Atlantic Ocean, bounded by Miami, Bermuda, and Puerto Rico.
Yeah, so it's like very close.
It's like right off of Florida, like literally right there.
it's not that far out in the waters, and so I think that people are just like getting more like news coverage in those areas because it's like humans are traveling there, you know?
Well, also it's like so close to the US that when like ships and planes like go vanishing around that area, it's like, what? Like you were so close to Miami that, you know, that shouldn't happen. But let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Okay.
We did not plan this at all.
We didn't. We're just going willy-nilly.
You tell me some of the things you heard, and then I'll tell you some of the things I heard.
Okay. Let's intro this Bermuda Triangle with this nice clip that we found.
The enigma of the Bermuda Triangle is that more aircraft and ships will vanish than any other place in the world in circumstances that it would seem impossible to disappear.
There is no FAA in the Bahamas. There is no National Transportation Safety Board who investigates accidents. There's just nothing like
that. Guys can see this is a national conundrum.
It is, and you know it's old. It goes back all the way to Christopher Columbus. Did you know?
I didn't.
Well, fuck Christopher Columbus, first of all.
We don't like him.
No, we don't like him. But
we don't stand him.
No, we will never stand him. But when he sailed through the Bermuda Triangle, when he was like trying to find America, which we all know he was trying to find India, but when he was trying to find America, he reported that a great flame of fire, which scientists think might be a meteor, crashed into the sea that night, and a strange light appeared in the distance a few weeks later.
I think CC was a little bit delulu.
Honestly.
He sounds crazy.
Honestly. CC was delulu as fuck, and I don't trust anything that he says. That's just how it is. That's just what it is. One of the like famous tragedies that occurred was in 1918 when the USS Cyclops, which was a 542-foot long Navy cargo ship holding over 300 men, sank somewhere between Barbados and the Chesapeake Bay.
Oh, shit.
They never sent out an SOS distress call, even though they had the equipment to do so. And they did a really extensive search, and they never found wreckage. And some say only God and the sea know what happened to that great ship.
Wow.
So that's crazy.
Yeah, so the other one that I kept seeing that was right after that I kept seeing that one, that like 1918 one, and then I kept seeing, and I'm sure you saw this too, was these Flight 19 is what they call it, and it was like 1945. Some torpedo bombers took off from Fort Lauderdale, and there was 5 planes, and they were doing kind of like a test run with like a training mission, and they had like a radio contact that like just disappeared after a while, and then like the 5 planes
just disappeared.
Like they don't know what happened to them. Like none of the bodies were recovered.
Apparently the leader, like the compass was malfunctioning.
Yeah. So that's another thing about the Bermuda Triangle that I've been seeing is like the compass doesn't work.
It's like the magnetic fields are weird or something over there.
Yeah, we don't really know about that, but at least I didn't quite understand that part. That's one of the big stories that I've been seeing, and from that, I think like the big buzz, like how this became like a news headline, was like from this 1945 incident. Flash forward to 1968, there was some publications that were released from Argosy magazine. I think it's magazine. Could be a newspaper, but this is like 1968 August, and they had the headline, "The Spreading Mystery of the Bermuda Triangle," and that's like what started like the whole hubbub. Yeah, and then after that there was like some Playboy articles in 1969, and late 60s is when it really, and I think that like a lot of people are talking about how it's not in the buzz anymore, and I think it's just like the amount of research that has been done since then, and like publicated. Then.
Well, in the late 60s, there was this guy, Bruce Gernon. He's the one that thinks there is a phenomenon that happens that is called electronic fog. So it's when he's saying like this electronic fog caused all of his navigational equipment to malfunction. He was super disoriented. He wasn't able to even, like, he didn't even know where he was.
What does that mean, electronic fog?
Well, I'll tell you. But it hasn't been proven that the electronic fog is real. Let me tell you about electronic fog.
What does he say? What is it?
It's a grayish cloud of electromagnetic fields that get formed above the ocean, and it seems to appear out of nowhere. But the fog, it attaches to the plane as if the plane is like an antenna, and it just like encompasses the plane, and it flies with the plane instead of the plane flying through the fog. So they think that might be a reason why people crash over there, is because there's so much electromagnetic fields happening that it just throws off all of their compasses, their like all of their shit.
I need to do more research on my own to really figure this out. It's sounding a little woo-woo.
Oh. Electromagnetism is the magnetic field that gets generated if a current is passed through the wire or a coil. So think about that. And then John Hutchinson, he started doing...
This is just reminding me of the guys with the tin hats. This is what I'm imagining.
Well, he was doing experiments in his apartment about this, and he was demonstrating...
I'm sorry.
I don't know why you're so against this right now, but
no,
it might be real.
It might be real. I just like, okay. I'm here for it.
Okay, so John Hutchinson was doing all these weird experiments because he heard about electric fog, and weird things were happening. So like he was doing shit in his little tiny apartment. There was a bunch of machines like generating different wavelengths, different electromagnetic fields and everything, and he proved that apparently weird things can happen when there's too much electromagnetic field around. Like metals can melt, things can become really hot but they don't burn, mirrors get shattered. He also experienced some strange phenomenons when he left all his machines powered on while working, and an object touched his shoulder. He turned around to see that the object had risen from the floor and was floating in the air.
See, this is just some dude writing about this. I want to do it myself. We gotta do it ourselves. We have to conduct this experiment now.
Well, he said he experienced a grayish type mist, and that's what people say. That's what people say they experience sometimes when they go through the Bermuda Triangle, is that they experience a really thick gray fog, and they can't seem to get out of it. Okay. So they're thinking like the fog kind of follows them, and it's like all these little electromagnetic energies like fucking with the compasses, fucking with the machinery.
Should we try to run this experiment?
Yeah, let's go. Let's fucking go.
You know what I think about science? I think about science, okay, because I studied science, I realized that anybody can just like conduct a study and write about it.
That's true.
And then it just becomes the truth, you know?
That's true.
And so it's like, it's not, well, not anybody's going to get published. Like, you have to have, like, the academic background to get published. But, like, even if you have the academic background, you could be a crazy person that is just saying shit.
True.
You know?
Well, there are some skeptics, just like you, Kirsten.
I'm a skeptic.
There are skeptics out there, and they think that it's because the triangle sits in like a bunch of waves and storms and extreme ocean depths. Like they're like this one part of the Bermuda Triangle, I guess, is super, super deep. And if a ship did wreck there and like sunk, there wouldn't be any evidence because we can't go that far down to the bottom of the ocean. Yeah. So that's why they think like, you know, that's why things like if they wreck, they get lost.
I think that like if we're looking at look at the map. If we're looking at the map of the Atlantic Ocean, we can see how vast it is and how like there's no land in between, like other than Bermuda, but like maybe some other small islands, but like there's just really not much out there. And I think that this is my theory. I think that it's just because the Bermuda Triangle is like closest to humans. humans are reporting these events that are happening, and
Okay.
people are dying out there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's the middle of the ocean. Of course they're gonna die.
But how can you explain in 1918? No. In 1918, when the ship came back with no one on it.
Well, they probably fucking died in the ocean.
How?
They ate each other.
What? The ship was still there. The people were gone. How?
Ate each other.
Why would they do that if they're so close to Florida?
They didn't know where the fuck they were. They were out in the ocean.
Well,
They got lost. That's what I think. I don't know. I have no explanation. That's my hunch. I'm a skeptic. It's clear. But you know what? So here's some data that I got. The data that I got is in the past 500 years, at least 50 ships and 20 aircraft have vanished in the triangle.
Okay.
Which is a lot.
That is a lot.
But I think it's a lot because a lot of people are flying out of Miami and like that area, you know?
Yeah. I also, like, in my research, I saw that ships and planes get lost all over the place. And it's not that crazy. It's just that, it's the Bermuda. Yeah, like what you said. It's the Bermuda Triangle. It's close to the U.S. and whatever.
We were inundated with, like, all of this propaganda about it in the 60s.
Okay.
I think that's what happened.
You know what? That might be true. We have seen, like, compasses going nuts, like IRL on video while flying through the Bermuda Triangle. So I do think there might be something there with the electromagnetic fields.
I don't understand that part scientifically.
I think the electromagnetic fields, maybe they are a lot stronger in that area, and that throws off the compass. Maybe that throws off the plane, whatever. If a
and then it causes the
ship
crash.
sinks, it goes all the way down to the bottom of the ocean, and it's actually super deep over there. I understand the skepticism.
Yeah, so maybe part of it is just because the compasses are malfunctioning in that area.
And people get lost.
And they don't know what the fuck to do, and then they die.
And apparently there's a lot of storms over there. Yeah. So, I mean, we thought that this was going to be super paranormal and crazy, but
there's not really a lot of spooky shit. It's like, I pulled up this article that was literally written by the U.S. Coast Guard. And
damn.
This is like a scanned copy that has been written on a typewriter. So that just gives you an idea of, like, I don't know when it was written, but, like, it's been a while. It's been up there for a while. This is, like, in the archives.
Yeah.
They say the Bermuda or Devil's Triangle is an imaginary area. This is what the Coast Guard says. Imaginary area. Located off of the southeastern Atlantic coast of the United States. It's just, like, they're already saying it's imaginary, And then the Coast Guard, in short, is not impressed with supernatural explanations of disasters at sea.
They're not impressed.
It has been our experience. This, reminding you guys, this is all, like, written in a scanned, like, typewriter. Like it's a scanned, like, paper from, like, typewriter print.
From the Navy.
The Coast Guard.
Oh, the Coast Guard.
The Coast Guard, in short, is not impressed with supernatural explanations of disasters at sea. It has been our experience that the combined forces of nature and unpredictability of mankind outdo even the most far-fetched science fiction many times each year.
Okay.
So they're like, fuck you guys. Yeah, so it's like referring to these, like, 1968 articles, and it's like, no, there's, like, no maps that are, like,
it can be explained,
scientific
like, you guys are dumb.
That's
like,
what the Coast Guard says.
Stop fucking with us. Well, this Bruce Gernon dude, he's been really milking this electronic fog. Is
he milking it by the teats?
Yes, by the teats. The big, hard teats. Because he's been on, like, so many documentaries and, like,
it's
articles.
It's always
yeah, of course he's white.
It's always a white man.
But, he was the first one who even, like, said anything about electronic fog. And
yeah, well, I could invent something too and be the first one to say anything about it.
In
I'm
1970,
against this guy.
Kirsten, hear me out.
Okay.
In 1970, Bruce claims that the electronic fog in the Bermuda Triangle that he flew through was fucking up all of his navigational equipment.
Liar.
He was disoriented.
Liar. No, it could
But-
be true. It could be true. It could be true.
And he was saying that he noticed a low-lying cloud that he thought looked normal, but it was lower than any cloud he's ever seen before. And radio controllers were like, no, the skies are clear. Like, there's no clouds in the sky. But he saw this, so he watched the cloud, and he then attempted to go over the cloud, but the cloud grew as fast as he was climbing. So even though he was trying to go over it, it was like going up with him. After about 10 minutes, he managed to get past it, and looking back, he judged it to be about 20 miles long. Okay. Even though, but the thing is that air traffic control was like, there are no clouds. There are no clouds.
What?
And he was like, no, I'm literally seeing a cloud.
What year?
1970.
Air traffic control. In 1970, I feel like they just did not have the technology.
Y'all are dumb in 1970. Y'all.
They didn't know.
I mean, you could be right. 1970 did not have the technology.
Bermuda Triangle is just like so close to civilization.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm looking at the map, it's so close to civilization. This is why there's so much data on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's so much. I don't believe this guy.
Well, fuck you, Bruce.
I would like to hear it from a woman.
Well, Bruce is the one who said it.
I believe that he's a scientist that did research.
He's a pilot.
A pilot and a scientist. No, he's a pilot, but he did some research. I respect his career as a pilot. I could not do that, but I don't believe him.
Well, you're not alone, because some people just think that it's just a dangerous area of the ocean, because the weather's hyped up, and it just is a dangerous area, and it's super deep over there.
It is deep.
It's deep. It's deep.
Well, the other part that I got, I'm on Google Maps. I am a local guide.
Okay.
I'm a level 6 local guide.
Love that for you.
I frequent the maps. The reviews on the maps.
You gotta let the people know.
Here's what I found on Google Maps. Bermuda Triangle.
Okay, there's a Google. Okay. There's reviews on there?
There's no reviews because it's not deemed as a
business.
Okay. But there is a pinpoint for it, and you can upload pictures, you can ask questions. And so
Great.
Google has Bermuda Triangle, like in the middle of the sea, the Atlantic Ocean. When we zoom into the Bermuda Triangle on Google Maps, it's there. And as you said, it is in between the triangle of Bermuda, Miami, and I don't know what the other, Puerto Rico. Yeah, that's the triangle. I navigate to the About section, and it says, storied section of water, also known as Devil's Triangle, where legendary disappearances occur. And like, what I really want to talk about is the questions. Listen, the questions and the answers are the important part.
Okay.
No, I just wanted to mention this part because
it's funny.
And
you should.
The first question is, what's the recommended way to travel to Bermuda Triangle? Planning a trip with a few friends. Just a casual weekend trip.
Like
nothing too crazy.
Like literally to the Bermuda Triangle.
And then, so this gets like 368 likes. Okay. And then the next comment, somebody answered the question 2 years ago. He said, hey man, let's be honest. We've all heard of the ships and planes vanishing, right? What we haven't heard of a helicopter vanishing there. That's your best bet.
True. He's got a point.
But there's just like a ton of really funny comments. Like, there's another one. Hey there, mister. I'm a local guide, famously known as Boonty. I do trips to the Bermuda Triangle all year round.
We should go.
I can take you for free. It is truly the last adventure of your lifetime.
Truly. This guy kills you when you get to the triangle. He kills you. That's the tea.
There's a bunch of little fun jokes on Google Maps. Refer to it if you would like. Google sponsor me.
You know what? Have you ever seen the movie Triangle?
No.
Not a lot of people have. Not the same.
That's different.
That's a T word. That is a T word, but
It's a T word.
it's not the same. Triangle is.
They both involve disasters, though.
Well, no. Triangle is a thriller.
Oh no.
Okay, so Langston's not interested.
Yeah, Langston hates thrillers. Langston will never listen to us, so you won't even hear us.
You're right.
Calling him out.
You're right. Well, it was a movie made in 2009, and it starred Liam Hemsworth.
Are you sure it's not Twister?
I'm sure. Okay. Yeah, I'm really sure. And I've seen it maybe 3 times now, but it was so good. I think it's so good, honestly. But it's about like people on a yacht. Triangle. Melissa George is in it. Do you know who that is? I know her just by her face. Like, I wouldn't know her name. But it's such a good movie, and it's about this yacht that goes through the Bermuda Triangle, and weird shit happens.
Bro, I've like been through the Bermuda Triangle.
Have you?
Yes.
When did you go?
Okay, so I've been on a cruise from Miami to the Bahamas before.
No way.
100%.
So you went through it?
I lived in the Bahamas for 2.5 years.
No, you didn't.
Which is like, I did.
You didn't live in the Bahamas.
2.5 years. I meant months. 2.5 months.
You didn't live in the Bahamas for 2.5 months.
I did.
What do you mean?
I did in college. Like,
no, you didn't. Why have you never told me about this?
I'll show you pictures.
You're lying.
I will show you pictures. Like, I 100%, as an internship in college, I had a summer thingy in the Bahamas. Yeah. What? I did. And it was really cool. It was so fucking cool.
So you were right there.
I was right there. I stayed. Did
you see anything weird? In UFOs?
I saw a lot of things. Not anything weird, no. I was staying in, it was like for this nonprofit, and I was staying in like one of their friends' vacation homes.
Oh.
And like they just allowed me to stay there, which was really nice of them. I was there for 2.5 months.
Wow. Yeah, so you were in the triangle almost.
I was
like
in the triangle. That's what I'm saying. I don't think I have much left to say other than I fucking love Science's website. I would like to quote them because a lot of people were talking about like the Bermuda Triangle, and then they stop for a portion of time. The question is why?
Why?
And I fucking love science.com says, well, it could have something to do with the fact it has been repeatedly solved.
Right.
By science. And there's no mystery in the first place.
Yeah, that was my conclusion when I was researching for this. And it was my idea to do the Bermuda Triangle because I was like, ooh, spooky. No,
yeah, I mean, I didn't know about it either. And so that's why we did it for you guys.
Yeah.
We researched it for you.
Yeah, with my research, I was like, oh, so there's really no mystery here. Like, it's normal.
Like, here's the thing is you guys get to hear about it and you don't
have to research yourself. And if anyone ever says like, ooh, Bermuda Triangle, like, you guys know it's bullshit.
Yeah.
Because of us. So you're welcome.
So should we open our little...
Oh my gosh, yes. If you don't remember, we pulled a card from Let's Get Deep, and it said to write each other a note, and then you open it later when you're not home. But that's boring, so we're going to open them now. Okay, read your note from me.
It says, hey, Kiki, I'm really proud of you for getting a WFH, which means...
Work from home.
Job. And also doing the pod, even though you and I are sad girls. Aw, you are my bestie, and I heart you forever. Love you like a sis. Aww, I want to put it on my fridge.
Me too. Hi, Allie. Smiley face heart. I am happy we became friends. You were 28 and I was 27. Math says that's over 5 years of friendship. Look at us now. Heart. Oh, that's cutie.
Yeah, I did the math.
I want to save it forever.
I wanted to say more. That was like my intro.
It was a small card. Alright, well,
We love you so much.
Don't forget to follow us on Thank You So Much Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and email us. No one ever wants to email us.
I actually haven't checked our email in a while. So
well, it's all junk. So
yeah, it's a lot of junk.
No emails from fans.
All right, guys.
Thank you.
Sorry for our inconsistency in these troubled times.
In these trying times. It's okay. You know what? We're here and we did it. Love you. Bye. Mwah.